Welcome to Tip Tuesday. So, guys, I just wanted to jump on real quick, and I hope you guys saw the commercial for the book launch. We're getting ready to launch. I cannot tell you what number book this is now for me because I really have to go back and do that research. But I'm so ecstatic that this will be our first international tour. Yeah, I said it, and I mean it. Our international tour. Actually, there are going to be two books from Deborah Franklin Publishing, DFP, that will be debuting while we are in Kenya. I'm so excited about that. We have one with Brayley, and that's the one that you saw about Amplify Your Superpower, and also one with Bishop Dixon Omakuse, where he's going to be doing his book launch as well for Oh Lord, change my story, oh Lord, y'all. And I'm so excited about that because I didn't even realize that he was going to schedule his book signing while we were there. So we're going to be able to experience a lot of things and be able to really get in and meet the people. Hey lady, how are you? Charlene, long time no see. What's up, stranger? So y'all, today I wanted to jump on because I'm just so excited about what's happening, what God is doing, and where we're going as a community, as a business, and great to hear. And how we are operating because we have been doing so much. Oh my God, we have really been doing a lot. And it's like a lot of times when you're doing so much, you don't feel like you're accomplishing anything. I'm just gonna be real. Is anybody out there with me? I need an amen from somewhere. When you've been doing so much, you just feel like nothing is happening, and you know it is, but it just seems like it's not. And so that's part of what we have been. I mean, it's like we're going through growing pains, and I'm saying I'm going somewhere with this, so just follow me. um we you go and you do. Yes, this is what I'm excited about. Thursday, y'all, set your timer, set your schedules. I want you to join me live. I'm not sure if we'll be live in Church Girl CEO, but I do know we'll be live on my personal page as well as the Conversations with Deborah Franklin page. So make sure that you join us live. We're going to be interviewing Beverly Bainfield. She is an author, a speaker, a producer. A lot of people may know her from Good Times and from playing the mother on Roots Next Generation. I know I just aged myself because I went back for y'all, but I want you guys to join us for live because she's going to come on. She's going to be answering questions about her book as well as what it took to get to this stage. So if you are a new author, if you or I'm sorry, if you are an aspiring author, new author, or just have a question about how to get into this business of being an author, being produced, doing book videos, the whole nine. She is the one to talk to. She is going to be on to share her expertise with us and how we can get to the next level, how we can take what we're doing and take it to that next step. It's one thing to have that one hit wonder. You get that one book, you sell all these copies, your Amazon bestseller, but then what do you do next? How can you go out and really take that book to that next level? I promise you, we're going to be talking about that as well. So, got some amazing things already in the pipeline to discuss with you guys. Now, I know today is Tip Tuesday, and I just want to have some transparency as we move forward in what we are doing as we begin to into enter into the end of the summer, because once summer's over, we're getting ready to jump into that fourth quarter. And one thing that I did that I'm kicking myself for, and I know I did a live about this a couple of days ago, and is that I lowered my standards. I lowered my standards because at this particular time, I needed a project. I had been sitting stagnant for so long. I felt like I wasn't accomplishing anything. I felt like I wasn't getting booked for anything. So as soon as this opportunity, I jumped on it. And when I tell you, I was so caught up in being busy that I let go of some of the things that I would normally put in place. I got so caught up in trying to get something done that I let's just be I'm just gonna be transparent. I didn't do the agreement. Yeah, I did it. I didn't do the agreement. And then by not doing that, I took out some safety nets that I have already built in. And and I'm speaking for this because I know that we were talking about processes, and we were talking about how do we make our processes better? How do we test our process? And actually, what I did was testing my process because I was like, oh, this should be something quick, should be something easy. I shouldn't have to worry about this. These I can do this, that, ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. You know how we do. So I did that. And when I tell you that particular situation was not worth it, but it was. I learned from that mistake. I learned that I have to operate under my standards no matter how I'm feeling. I have to do things in the way that I know how to do it so I don't lose my integrity, that I don't lose my professionalism, that I show up at how I'm supposed to be, that I have certain things in place in order to do what I need to do. And that's what I need to make sure that I stick to. And it goes down to, and I'm saying this as a principle that I'm not only doing for my family and not doing for my business, but I'm also doing for my family. I'm doing for other opportunities. I have got to stay true to the processes that I put in place because when everything boils down, who else do you have to depend on? Yes, I have let me tell you, my team is a beast. My team is awesome. Now, when I did what I just did, when I tell you my team told me do it again here, do it again. I felt like that was my mom told me, I just knew I was gonna get a beat because me not following all of my processes messed up their processes. Me not following what I needed to do messed up what they needed to do. And you see how everything has a trickle down effect. It has a trickle down effect. And the crazy part, I can't blame anybody but myself. But the key thing, and that's another key, guys, stop blaming everybody for your mistakes. Stop blaming everything on somebody didn't give you this, somebody didn't do this, they didn't show up on time. But at the end of the day, you need to look at how did you interrupt your agreement? How did you not show up when you were supposed to show up? How did you not do what you were supposed to do? So now it makes the other person's process get thrown off. So in these situations that we're doing, especially when you're doing your agreements and when you're trying to work out things, there are certain things that you need to work out before it even goes live. And I'm talking from experience. And it's even some things that I just launched that I was like, oh my God. And then as I was putting it together, I realized I was like, oh my God, we never figured out how we were going to do the backside. We were so busy trying to get it out, get it out, get it out, get it out. We forgot about the backside. So now we got to we got to go back and figure that piece out, which is okay. It's not a big deal. This situation is not a big deal. But when I was preparing for this, that's when that sparked into my mind like, oh my God, there are some things we didn't put in place. There are some things that we didn't do that we should have done. But at the end of the day, it's okay because it's part of that learning curve. It's part of us taking it to the next level. And the good thing about it is that you learn from mistakes when you're small. You learn from the mistakes while you're still growing. So that way, when you do expand, that way, when God does give you that huge, ginormous platform, that you got everything in place that you need because you're not going to make those same mistakes because you're going to put those things in. Because one thing I did do, and I'm a real big thing on automation, is that I was targeted to the party on automation. So even with that, it's like now when you okay, so I'm gonna give you an example. So now when someone pays their deposit, they get their contract. And and the reason why you're going to do it that way because you make sure that you put in there or the agreement, the initial agreement lets them know that their deposit is due a certain day, that this deposit is non-refundable. I'm being real because I had somebody tell me, somebody said, well, we could just get a deposit back because we didn't do anything. Oh no, yes, I did. If I opened the email, if I set it up on a project board, if I made a phone call, if I had to put an invoice together, I did something. You did something. So yes, this is how you get your mindset and understanding that that deposit is non-refundable. And some of you's like, well, I could just give it. No, 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 no. That's not. You have got to remember that even if you charging them for a call, that is nothing wrong with that if that's what you do. But you got to also make sure that you're putting it in there that it's non-refundable Because when you don't, they'll come back and say, "Hey, give me my money back." And you like, "Wait a minute, I already spent 2 or 3 hours. Why am I suffering because you can't follow through? Because you made you thought that this was for you, but then come to find out it wasn't." Yeah, that part. That whole part. You have got to make sure that you are setting yourself up in your agreement that you are doing what you need to do to get sure that you are taken care of. Because when you do that, then and only then will you start seeing things grow. And people respect you more when you have standards. People respect you more when you have like they say children, they want structure. People want you to have structure when you're doing your business because when you have structure, it holds them accountable as well. And so that's what I want you to do. Learn from my mistakes. Make sure you have that in your agreement. Now, that's part. I think I'm going to do this in part. So when I get back from missions, I think we're going to start talking about that is we're going to do a whole workshop on what should be in that agreement and how we need to structure it. So be on the lookout when we get back. We'll do a church girl, especially for those of you that are in Church Girl CEO that are watching this live or even watching the replay, or if anybody else is watching the replay. Know that we're going to be talking about agreements, and that'll probably be one of our first sessions that we do in August because a lot of us, or maybe even, yeah, August. We'll probably do it somewhere around the end of August to talk about what to put in that agreement because going into that fourth quarter, we want to make sure we got all of our things set up and just making sure we got that checklist. Because when you talk about your agreement, you're talking about non-refundable deposits. You're talking about late fees because I mean, come on. Your credit card company charge you a late fee or they charge you interest. So why you not doing it? Your credit card processing fees, the whole nine. And what I'm gonna do is that I'm probably gonna put up some polls just to see what are people putting in their agreements, those little things. And so for those of you that are speakers, let me hear from you too. Like, do you have a rider? Do you have a per diem? And you're right. What's in your rider? If you don't have one, then you need to get one because the stages are opening up. People are booking people. You can't just show up without a plan. And I'm gonna leave that right there because yeah, I want you to make sure that you got your things together. And we will be doing that more of a deep dive. But guys, most of all, remember that it's all in that agreement, your contract, whatever you want to call it, it's all in that because that is to protect you and to protect your client on whatever may be coming up. Well, all right, guys, I love you to life. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Make sure that you are joining me on Thursday to see us uh, live with Beverly Bainfield. We're going to be talking about her book and a lot of other things too, because I love her, love her, love her, love her, love her. She is the best. She is awesome. Well, all right, guys, have a great rest of your evening. Make sure you let me know that you plugged in with us. If you're watching this replay, drop replay down at the bottom. Hope to see you soon. And we will be getting ready to kick off this book tour in Kenya. And when we come back, y'all, we're in the States, honey. Our first stop in the States is going to be in Shelbyville, Tennessee. I promise you, I did not see that one coming. But, and so if you've never heard of Shelbyville, I need you to get your tickets. Come on out and join us. It's about, I think it's about 45 minutes out of Nashville, but they'll correct me because we're going to do a live real soon talking about joining us in Shelbyville for the U.S. launch of What is Your Superpower book launch. Amplify your superpower in the marketplace. Well, all right, guys. I love you to life. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great one. Peace.